gonna lie, I was a bit nervous to be here tonight, but then my mate said, you'll be fine so long as you're not opening. So it's really great to be here, guys. I started a new job recently. Thank you, I know, employment in this economy. But I'm not gonna lie, I was quite nervous at first because it was my first ever corporate job, right? So there was all this corporate jargon I didn't understand. I remember so clearly being sat down by HR and being told that the person that tells you what to do on a day-to-day basis, they're actually called your line manager, which was so embarrassing because I've just been calling her a fucking bitch for the last month. Bit of a blonde moment. But no, now I'm 6 months in and I think I've started to find my feet. I'm actually worried that I've started to get a bit too corporate, right? I'm not sure if anyone else finds this, but I was talking to my mum the other day and she said that I've really changed the way that I speak, which, fair enough. I did tell her I'd circle back to her text on Tuesday, but does feel a bit rich coming from the self-same woman that once asked me if I wanted to go for a drink at Alberoni. And when I asked her where she meant, she pointed across the road to, I shit you not, an all bar one. Mum, we're in Clapham, all right, not the Amalfi fucking coast. But no, now I'm so corporate, I'm worried that it's starting to kind of affect my personal relationships. Now, the only way I can come is if I listen to the theme tune from Succession, which is a bit of a turn off, a bit of a turn on for some people. But that's what you get for picking people up from Infernos, too much money, not enough love as a child. But now to get off, instead of porn, I just watch compilation videos of Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson talking about crypto. Which has the added benefit that I'm fucked both by the patriarchy and my dildo. I say dildo, it's just a rolled up copy of the FT. I just love capitalism. Some people know Adam Smith as the father of modern economics. I just call him daddy. I started dating recently. My favourite dating app, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's called LinkedIn. It's pretty underground and it's really great because it's got all these filters. So I just filter out all the men that work in recruitment because I've got some standards. It's not a real job. Says the comedian. But and yeah, I find dating quite hard because I'm not saying that I hate men, although I am strongly implying it. But if I had a penny for every time I've been sent an unsolicited picture of a dick, I'd have 20p, which, admittedly, not a lot of pennies, but it's lots of pictures of dicks if you think about it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against dick pics in general. I'm a fan of Picasso. I've taught myself to like things that are objectively unattractive, but being sent a dick pic out of the blue is a bit like when your mum tells you to do the washing up, I was going to do it anyway, but now that you forced it upon me, I don't know, kind of somewhat less inclined. Do you know that sending a dick pic without permission is actually a crime? Yeah? Oh, that's the face of a man that's just learned he's going to prison. Sorry, it's the beard, but what can you do? But yeah, catcalling, that's another thing that's a crime. I'm working with you, not against you here. Right, here's a pen, you might want to write this down, actually. So catcalling, it's a crime. And I'm going to be honest, I've never really understood people that think catcalling's a compliment, right? Because the state of things people come out with is outrageous. Just today, I went on a run, brag, and this man shouted at me, "You got big tits," which you can't fault his eyesight, but it's a bit of a weird thing to say to someone, isn't it? At that point, it's less of a catcall and just more of an audio descriptive prompt. But I guess he's champion accessibility at the end of the day. A good deed's still a good deed. But do you guys want to know the weirdest catcall I've ever got? Yes. 7th of February 2021. I remember it well. Because I was walking down the street and I was wearing these baggy tracksuits and a big oversized jumper. And this man outside a B1, or B-a-Tony as my mum likes to call it, he looked me up and down and without a second's hesitation just went, "Slag." This stuck out to me for a couple of reasons. First of all, why slag? I literally had about as much sex appeal as an incel at an NFT conference, The look wasn't exactly screaming, "Fuck me," but second of all, it was absolutely bang on. I am a bit of a slag, and despite all evidence to the contrary, just hit the nail straight on the head, like the kind of Sherlock Holmes, the catcalling world. But Here's the thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a slag. Like, I think feminism's taken us very far, and I don't think Emily Davison threw herself under a horse just that I'd hold out to the third date. But I think at the end of the day, being a slag is actually quite a lot like being a stand-up comedian. And this is like pretty meta, guys, so stay with me here. But I think you're only criticised for it if you're a woman. And despite my best efforts, the only gigs I get finish after 5 minutes. And on that note, I think that's my time. Thank you.
Yeah!